I'd like to show you today how easy it is to make yogurt in your own kitchen without a yogurt maker. Yogurt is a wonderful probiotic drink, and if you make it yourself, it's also very economical. So let's talk about the equipment that you need first. Of course, you're going to need a pot that's sized for the amount of yogurt that you want to make. You need milk. I use raw milk from our family milk cow. You can also use whole milk, 2%, and even skim milk. You need a starter culture. You can purchase those online, but you can also just buy yogurt at your local grocery store that has active starter culture in it. I was able to find a whole milk yogurt that listed the strains of bacteria on it, and that's what I used. Once you make your first batch of yogurt, just make sure to save enough for your next batch. If you're making a quart of yogurt, you need 2 tablespoons of culture. I'm going to be making a gallon today, so I'm going to be using a half a cup. Okay, you're going to need a thermometer. We're going to be heating our milk up to 180 degrees. This is a dial thermometer that works great. Recently, though, I purchased a digital thermometer that has a probe that goes into the milk. And the thing I like about that is it has an alarm that I can set, and so it will sound when the milk reaches the proper temperature. Then you're going to need jars to pack your yogurt into. I don't normally sterilize my jars for yogurt. What I do is when a jar is empty, we wash it and put it in the dishwasher, and then once it's dry, we cap it and it's plenty clean. And then I use a thermos that I will put the milk into and leave it overnight to let it incubate. Okay, so for now, we're going to heat our milk up to 180 and set the thermometer, and we'll be back when it's ready. Okay, you can tell from the alarm we've reached 180, so I'm going to turn the stove off. Now, we've heated our milk to 180 degrees, and we need to let it cool to 115, between 115 and 120. Any hotter than that, and you will kill your active yogurt culture. So you can either leave it on the stove and just let it cool. I tend to be a little bit more impatient than that, so I put cold water in the sink, and I put the yogurt pot in the sink and let it cool that way. It's a little bit faster. So now we'll let it cool between 115 and 120. Okay, so our milk has now cooled. I cooled mine down to 117. As long as you're between 115 and 120, you're okay. So the next step is to add the culture. And remember, for each quart, it's 2 tablespoons. And I'm doing a gallon, so I'm going to use a half a cup. Now, at this point, you can use a wire whisk. But I find that it does just fine if I just stir it and let it dissolve really well. Okay, now that that's mixed up, we're going to go ahead and pour it into our jars. But now that my jars are filled with the milk, there are several ways that I can keep them warm. You want to keep them warm for about 12 hours. This allows the bacteria to grow and multiply. The first way that you can use is to use your oven. Heat it to its lowest setting. Mine goes down to 170 degrees. Once it's preheated, then turn the oven off, put your jars in, and leave them overnight. Another way is just to wrap them in a large bath towel and put them in an out-of-the-way place. But right now, my preferred method is a cooler. So I just put my jars in the cooler, zip it up, and we'll come back in the morning. Okay, our yogurt has been sitting now for 12 hours, so it's time to take it out of the cooler and put it in the refrigerator. Now, if you tip it slightly, you'll see that there is a liquid layer between the glass and the yogurt. That's completely normal. You will find that in store-bought yogurt also, and it's the whey. The whey is full of B vitamins, so I usually just mix it right in with my yogurt and we eat it as is. If it bothers you, you can just pour it off and eat it without it. But anyway, that is the process of making yogurt. I hope this has encouraged you that it is an easy process, it's economical, and it's very healthy for your family. And I hope you enjoy it.